Many thanks for staying here. To our very first story, the police in the Ashanti region say they suspect foul play in the latest discovery of bags containing thumb-printed ballot papers ahead of Wednesday's polls. Speaking to journalists after the police seized the ballot papers this morning, COP Kofi Boache, who is the Ashanti Regional Police Commander, says the police is investigating the matter. The New Patriotic Party chairman in the Ashanti region, Bernard Intri Bwesiako, alias Chairman Wuntami, led the police to seize those thumb-printed ballot papers this morning. Now, the ballot papers were concealed in large traveling bags and hidden in a Kumasi-based hotel. The police says it has begun investigation into the matter.
Really behavior at the regional police headquarters now. If we were to use even quarter of what we have to use to sack them, it would have been disastrous. But more or less now we think it's just a provocation. Last week there was allegation of weapons. We followed it up. We couldn't have any tangible evidence to support it. Followed it up with an allegation against a policewoman that she is holding weapons. The police led them to show us the place. They showed us the place. Together, they all went through the rooms. There was nothing. This morning, the same allegation that there are printed ballot papers somewhere. Police graciously went to them. We found these ballot papers. As you all know, that is not a conclusive evidence that they are the presidential ballot papers. So we have to call the director of EC. He came, and I think he has spoken to you, showing that it is not part of their materials, which means it's fake. Bluntly, which means it's fake. But look at the unruly behavior in front of the police station. If they wanted to enter here, and this is all instigation by the leaders, I mean the regional leader. Now, we want to say it clear now that you cannot just go anywhere, gather your men and say you are going to somebody's house to search without police warrant or police accompanied by police. Anybody reporting anything should give us evidence, because we have been going on wild goose chase. Aside that, this behavior here now, if we want to act commensurately, it will result in allegation that the police are harassing some party or the other. I'm happy you all saw what happened here, and it's unnecessary, irresponsible, and shouldn't happen. We are by this warning everybody that the fact that we have elections doesn't mean that the rules, criminal laws, and other things have been abdicated. We are going to enforce the law. Now we are sacking these people from the frontage. I would like to go with all of you to sack them, so that you know the reaction and our reaction, so that nobody will go and sit anywhere and say police are harassing anybody. Meanwhile, it has come out clearly that these are fake printed presidential ballot papers, not part of the EC materials. Therefore, all this noise and demonstration in front of the police station is unnecessary, it's uncalled for, and it's really something that we are going to look at. Thank you very much.
Now let's go to the Ashanti region. My colleague Erastus Asare Donko is on the line. Hello, Erastus.
Hello.
Yes, and now there's some form of press release circulating on social media from this hotel where the thumb-printed ballot papers were found. Can you confirm if that is actually from the hotel?
We are now trying to get to management of the hotel. In fact, currently I'm walking towards the premises now to try to get to the management to be able to substantiate that and confirm whether it's coming from them. So we cannot confirm or deny at this point whether it is from the management, but we'll be able to do that in a few minutes.
All right, Erastus, but what can you tell us about this hotel and really who owns it?
Well, we can describe it as a lodge, guest house.
Okay.
And it's a small hotel with some few rooms, close to about 8 or 10. And it's situated in TUC. This area is called TUC It's close to Santata roundabout, and it's within a residential area. So that is the kind of hotel we're talking about.
All right, Erastus, thank you very much for those updates. But we'll touch base with you again and find out what the management is saying about this development. Meanwhile, the head of the Electoral Commission in the Ashanti region has rubbished any possible effect of the discovery of these ballot papers on Wednesday's election, insisting it is not a part of the pool dispatched to Kumasi for the elections.
Ballot papers is there.
From face of it, I read that all our ballot papers we are using have serial numbers. This one don't have.
And were they thumbprinted like we are told?
Yeah, some thumbprinted, others are not thumbprinted.
What does that mean? You said they don't have serial numbers. What does that mean?
Once they don't have serial numbers, if they find themselves into the ballot boxes, they will not be counted.
But have you been told whether there was any evil mind for the want of a better word?
Let's leave that one to the police.
Have you been able?
Mine was to just establish that the ballot paper is from us or not. And I said that as far as the country ballot papers are concerned, each of them has a serial number, but this one don't have.
Has the EC found out where these ballot papers are coming from?
That's what I said. Let's leave that one to the police.
But so far, at least, I'm sure you have information as to who brought them in and all of that.
No, they don't. They said they found them in the hotel room, so they are doing investigation. So my interest now is to establish whether they are part of my consignment, and they are not.
Is the EC taking custody of it?
No, it is with the police.
What does the EC intend to do with it?
It is with the police. So let the police do the investigation.
Away from that, the Ghana Police Service is in the process of deploying personnel across the country ahead of Wednesday's general election. The move, among others, is to largely ensure peace and order at the various polling centers on election day. Head of Public Relations of the Ghana Police Service, Cephas Arthur, has been speaking to my colleague, Mamavi Owusu-Abuaje, about the numbers involved.
We only have officers in the Greater Accra region. Some excess officers. You know, Greater Accra region is the home region for the capital of Ghana. And so you come to Accra, you have regional headquarters of all the security agencies, and we have the national headquarters. So we have a lot of personnel in Accra, such that they are more than what Greater Accra needs for the election. So they have been deployed already. It is the excess that we have gathered and we have distributed over the regions. So it is the excess of all the security agencies that we have mopped up and we are going to distribute today. We are going to cause to be transported to their various regions to support their colleagues in their region.
What's the number?
2,000.
Let's do some other stories. For the second time, prisoners from across the country will have the opportunity to elect a president on Wednesday. Now, there are almost 15,000 prisoners in the country, and majority of them will take part in the elections. But it appears the political parties have forgotten about them and have not openly said anything they plan doing to transform the prison system here in Ghana. Now, prisoners at the Nsawam Medium Security Prison are not happy with this. Seth Kwame Boateng has been spending time with them and tells us why the inmates feel neglected by the various political parties.
Considered unfit to be part of the country's electoral processes for many, many years. But that chain was broken in 2010 when the Supreme Court asked the Electoral Commission to take steps to make it possible for prisoners to vote. In 2012, this was enforced by the Electoral Commission. Now prisoners are part of the millions of Ghanaians able to decide who rules the country. It is an opportunity they are extremely grateful for.
I feel elated because for a long time inmates have not been allowed to vote, but now we have our chance, so I'm really happy to do so.
We are privileged to be given that mandate, also to exercise that right.
Here in the Nsawam Medium Security Prisons, Inmates are upbeat about Wednesday's elections. Yes, they have been confined, but that has not prevented them from monitoring the various campaigns by the political parties. They tell me they are also going to vote based on issues.
If your ideas are dynamic, pragmatic, and achievable, then we will vote for it. We know what Ghana needs: health, education, agriculture, especially agriculture and industry. Especially agriculture must be revolutionized so that we can use tractors and harvesters and so on instead of hoes and catalysis at this age.
As the person in power comes up, can do something about the situation here.
It's by choice basis on what was there, what is there, and what we have been promised to come. And I'm of the view that if we will continue that system peacefully, irrespective of whoever comes to power, Ghana can go forward.
The prisoners, however, feel neglected by the political parties. They are unhappy none of the parties saw the need to take their campaigns to their doorsteps to let them know their plans for prisoners across the country. With about 15,000 inmates in our prisons, they tell me no political party has mentioned on any platform their vision for them.
It looks like most of the political parties are playing silent when it comes to matters of prison and then how the prison can be restructured. But I'm of the view that they must get something and capture something in their manifestos as to how they can turn things around.
Say ebia meba meye say amadadua say bia omodabre mu anaso omaduane die mu mepeja yanti bibia sa na adwin say bia nka omoye rally nka bia empedifo mewa kwan ma oma ba ha nka yeso de ye won ya ka kire won bet akwanya bia amasa.
Nobody is minding the prisons. I think we are just outcasts. But we also have our role.
In spite of this, they also join in the millions from across the world asking Ghanaians to be peaceful before, during, and after the elections. For the Nsawam Prison Squad, they have even gone a step further to compose this peace song ahead of the elections. I am Seth Kameboatin, reporting from the Nsawam Prisons.
You're watching Joy News today with me, Bernice Abu Bedu. We take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying here. My name is Bernice Abu Bedu. Let's do some more stories. One of the biggest issues that has been identified to influence votes in this year's elections is job. What will push young men and women to leave their home country to seek greener pastures abroad over the high seas? Joy News' Justice Bedu has been to the western regional town of New Takoradi to meet the young people who say dying through Stowaway is better than a life in Ghana. Here's his report.
Years ago, these high seas represented a sense of hope. Hope that you could sail on one of those ships and escape poverty. But as stowing away on ships became increasingly difficult, so did life for many young people here. In this town now, there's a huge explosion in the number of young people. And yet, chances for jobs are getting slimmer and slimmer. It's not just a problem for New Takoradi, but it is a Ghanaian problem waiting to explode. New Takoradi's proximity to the Takoradi harbour made it a notorious point for young people traveling abroad, hiding in cargo ships. While many made it, several others died mid-sea. As Stowaway itself is illegal, the activity is shrouded in secrecy, and so are the fatalities. So popular was Stowaway here that even Hollywood dramatized it in the popular 1996 blockbuster Deadly Voyage. I've come to one of the most feared neighborhoods of New Takoradi. It's an area where idle young men who have tried and failed to stow away while away time. Drug use and crime rates are high. Most of the young people here feel cut off from the community. Inside, I meet Kwanzaa. He made his first stowaway attempt 20 years ago. He has spent years in jails in France and South Africa and has been deported on countless occasions back to Ghana. And yet, like many young people here, he still wants to stow away again.
This is a best year when you're not joining the Abuchina bed. But send the Ghana now. What discovered 10 billion positions in Bois into my family. It's Abuchina also course in his skinny by Ghana. Say Abuchi, you told it to Pana, better as you were Ghana. You told it to home pay better 3 million and now 2.5. Go for you school, I won't know where graduates now, but to be a new man until the Aband or days through life and death. But I am young Junidam, sent in there, both Numono, Sabio, 1 to 2 room, 1 yard of one be home. Neither no one said, mention say, away experiencer. Most know them as an American. Obi won experience through winning. What's the young colloquial consultant said in Okubiala? But I am your Trump watching this way through winning Sana.
First of all, I thank God Almighty for giving me the strength to be alive today.
Conventional thinking is that educated people stand a better chance at landing a job. So I came to meet this young man.
From Michael Carl Johnson. We are graduate of Takoradi Polytechnic. I'm also into music. This is what's the education is the key. It's young school to get the key. Now you school no you poly. You key but me too the politicians need change padlock no. It's here you too from boy be a padlock there.
Like Carl, the wish to jump on the next available ship to stow away is popular even among New Takoradi's educated.
Because right now, baby, I Ghana record no.
Well, let's move away to other stories. Every child has a right to education. But for school pupils at Enyan Kwekukwa in the Ejumako Enyan Nsawam district of the Central Region, access to education is a case of survival of the fittest. Now, school children here risk their lives daily as they try to cross a river, which is the only access route to school. Rising water current in the said river is threatening their education as these children fight for their right to education. Joy News' Faustina Safo has more in this report.
Enyan Kwekukwa is a farming community in the Ejumako Nsawam district of the Central Region. The community does not have a school. The nearest school is in Atribwanda, a nearby village. To make this trip, students would have to swim across River Oche. They undress at the bank of the river, drop their uniforms and bags in a basin, and swim through to the other end. For those too little to swim, their parents must be available to help. With the support of a native and my colleague, I too made it to the other side of the river. But the journey wasn't over. We had to walk through a lengthy bushy path before finally arriving at the school in Atribwanda. 11-year-old Isaac Otre is a Class 3 pupil at Atribwanda Basic School. He tells me his books have fallen into the river on several occasions in his attempt to cross it.
We have to undress when we get to the riverbank, swim through, then get dressed on the other side. Sometimes our books fall into the river. It makes me sad because my mother suffers to buy the books.
But he's not alone. 11-year-old Sandra Sante is in Class 5. Her desire is to become a nurse in future, but the daily struggle she faces before going to school threatens her dreams.
We'll bring you that full report on the polls at 3. This is Joy News Today with me, Benis Abu Baidu.